you ready?
Sir.
Give us a countdown.
3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, my name is Graham Pastorius. This is,
I'm Brian.
I'm Jared Heschles.
and we're presenting on Berkshire Hathaway.
So the case study, Berkshire Hathaway announced on February 14, 2013 that it would purchase H.J. Heinz for $23 billion, or $72.50 per share in cash. The assumed debt of the deal was $5 billion, making the total payment $28 billion. Since Berkshire Hathaway is well known for acquiring businesses and letting them stay running how they've been without interfering, both Heinz and Berkshire Hathaway stock rose by 20% and 1%, respectively. $148,691 is 1% of Berkshire Hathaway. For this acquisition, Berkshire Hathaway teamed up with 3G Capital Management, a firm that owns the majority stake in Burger King, a company that uses Heinz. Reasons Berkshire Hathaway acquired Heinz was for brand recognition and to use it as a gateway for other food acquisitions. The deal was also made to help Heinz grow globally. Disadvantages and risks. Some disadvantages of the deal are that the purchasing price is 20 times the 2013 current earnings, which means that the price they paid for it is 20 times more than the current earnings in 2013, making this deal a rather overpriced one. Heinz also will now double its debt. It is also in danger of getting a credit rating downgrade from Moody's, which is a big deal. There's also risk to the existing bondholders. The risk is that their stock position is moving from owning an investment-grade bond with a modest amount of debt to them owning a highly leveraged bond and facing a potential downgrade to junk bond status, which isn't good. On the date of the announcement, Heinz BBB stock fell by over 2 cents and cost to insure debt rose by over 25%. Now, structure of the deal. The structure of the deal is as follows. Heinz entered a definitive merger agreement with Hawk Acquisitions Holding Corporation and Hawk Acquisition Sub Inc. The merger called for the merger sub to merge with Heinz. Berkshire Hathaway and 3G acquired half of the common stock of the parent for $4.12 billion each. Berkshire also purchased $8 billion in 9% preferred stock issued by parent, meaning that it paid total of $18.24 billion. Parent used this $18.24 billion to acquire common shares in merger sub J.P. Morgan and Wells Fargo, who paid $14.1 billion towards the merger sub for a total of $32.34 billion for financing funds. This deal did not have a go shop clause, which we have learned would allow them to look around for another deal before accepting. If another bidder were to buy Heinz, they would have to pay a termination fee of $750 million plus $25 million in expenses. And if Berkshire Hathaway and 3G backed out, they would have to pay Heinz $1.4 billion. This may be a reason why they want to keep Heinz headquarters in PA due to its corporate laws on shop provisions. Now, the first question we had to answer for our project was the form of payment, the form of acquisition vehicle, and post-closing organization. The form of payment was cash. Cash per stock, as stated before, $23 billion or $72.50 per share in cash. The form of acquisition was a definitive merger with Berkshire Hathaway and 3G acquiring Heinz in a merger, but allowing it to keep running how it's been running, and who's running it. The acquisition vehicle was a definitive merger and the no-shop clause, as well as the legal debt J.P. Morgan and Wells Fargo have agreed to fund. The post-closing organization will be that Heinz is now part of Berkshire Hathaway and 3G. Although it will still run itself how it was in the past by who was running it in the past, even though it is now owned by Berkshire and 3G. I think reasons for payment is Berkshire Hathaway and 3G are successful companies that know what they are doing, which is why the payment is upfront and bountiful. While I do think it is overpaying, they do know what they're doing, and it will cause no one to sneak in and purchase Heinz from under them. The merger agreement allows them to take over and purchase Heinz by combining it with their post-closing strategy that has worked so well over the past, which is allowing them to stay running the same, will be successful, hence why they went this route. If it has worked, continue to work, and will work, why change it? Now the second question we had to answer was how was ownership transferred in this deal, and as slightly discussed above, the ownership was transferred by purchase. It was transferred from the owning company Heinz to Berkshire Hathaway and 3G. However, all those who worked at Heinz, including those in charge, will stay and continue everything like normal. No job positions were changed, while Berkshire and 3G are in a way just the parent company of Heinz, letting it continue as normal once again, so not to affect culture or revenue and keep Heinz successful in the agreement.
Motivation for Berkshire and 3G to purchase Heinz. So Berkshire Hathaway's motivation, Heinz is an extremely well-known brand. They want to use this. They have a history of acquiring firms that are well-known and letting them kind of do them, so it's a huge part of it. Heinz can also be used as a platform to acquire other companies in the global food industry. So what they want to do is use Heinz to branch off and acquire other similar companies, and yeah, Heinz will connect them. 3G's motivation, it has a majority stake in Burger King, as well as interest in other food and beverage companies, and as we know, Burger King and Heinz ketchup would definitely be complementary, so that would make sense. Okay, when it comes to recovering the 20% purchase premium, this will occur through taking the firm private. This will ease agency problems. That includes giving them greater flexibility in decision making, and they won't have to worry about quarterly earnings and reporting to shareholders. This will allow Berkshire to assist in growing Heinz globally, which is a huge thing. 2/3 of Heinz total revenue comes from outside of the U.S., so that's a huge market. Public to private LBOs engage sales and reduce capital spending to improve performance, and in turn will improve the credit rating, which Moody's was about to downgrade or was looking to downgrade almost. They also create a tax shield and improve operating margins and reduce debt overall. Yes, I would say that Heinz would be a good candidate for an LBO. Taking the firm private will alleviate agency problems. It's going to reduce borrowing costs, reduce possibility of default, which, as we saw from the Moody's rating, which it was kind of close upon doing. It's also going to provide a tax shield, and it's going to improve their operating margin overall and improve cash flows.
So what was the purpose of the $1.5 billion senior secured revolving loan and secured lien bridge loan? So first and foremost, the senior loan is going to receive the highest priority in repayment. This gives it a huge advantage in terms of anyone that is willing to actually go and seek out and be able to go and get a loan like this. The lender knows that they're going to have a fair amount of security. And at least when it comes to something like Berkshire Hathaway, when they're seeking something like this, a company of that size, like they know that their loan is going to receive high priority, and a company of that level of value is probably going to be able to go and recover that debt. Secondly, a lien bridge loan can be thought of a lot like a payday loan, where it's not really actually supposed to be something that lasts you for the long run. It's simply supposed to go and cover you in the short term until you're capable of going and getting access to either additional funds through lending or through making money on your own. Next up, why did Berkshire Hathaway want to receive $8 billion in preferred stock rather than common stock? So for Berkshire Hathaway, they know that if they go and they get a preferred stock, they're going to get a dividend payment priority, which is going to be over the regular common stock. And secondly, it's going to give them a less risky cash flow because they're going to be guaranteed to go and get some type of dividend, provided that Heinz makes any kind of money. It makes them feel like a little bit more safe, and it puts the burden back onto Heinz because it ends up being Heinz's cash flow that is the one that's actually impeded rather than theirs.
In conclusion, while it may look like overpaying Berkshire Hathaway has a great track record in acquisitions and allowing the company to continue to run how it did successfully, we feel like this would be another example of this, especially if they are using the brand as a gateway into the industry and for globalization.
Thank you.